on the air. Hello.
Hello, Art.
Yes.
Hi. I don't have a whole lot of time.
Well, look, let's begin by finding out whether you're using this line properly or not.
Area 51.
Yeah, that's right. Were you an employee or are you now?
A former employee.
Former employee.
I was let go on a medical discharge about a week ago, and I've kind of been running across the country. Oh man, I don't know where to start. They're gonna they'll triangulate on this position really soon.
So you can't spend a lot of time on the phone. So give us something quick.
Okay. Okay. What we're thinking of as aliens are they're extra-dimensional beings that an earlier precursor of the space program made contact with. They are not what they claim to be. They have infiltrated a lot of aspects of the military establishment, particularly the Area 51. The disasters that are coming, the military, I'm sorry, the government knows about them, and there's a lot of safe areas in this world that they could begin moving the population to now, Art.
But they're not doing anything.
They are not. They want the major population centers wiped out so that the few that are left will be more easily controllable.
Just wait. 1994. Look.
We're either being surrounded by friggin' UFOs or the Coast Guard.
Mate, what the hell is that?
If I want us in, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 lights we see there. They've been coming on, they work 7 lights.
Flying object the way people have expected.
Yeah, the fundamental question is whether it's human-made or something from outside of this Earth. But I would assume that it must be human-made to start with, and then, of course, we need better data. We need to look at better images and not obtained from just people who happen to be at the right place at the right time, but with scientific instruments. So I reserve my judgment. I should say we have about 100,000 objects over the past month that we monitored with the Galileo Project Observatory at Harvard University, and we are applying very careful analysis using machine learning to figure out whether we are looking at natural objects like birds or human-made objects like drones, balloons, airplanes. And you would expect those human-made objects to be around the president's airplane.
Lucy. Oh, come on, work. Fuck, don't. Come on, work. Come on.
Doctor, when did you hear that scream?
Well, after a few hours had gone by and I had called Gary back, and he had calmed me down from crawling practically around the ceiling, we both went out to look again. And I figured, we went out and looked. We did the same thing. I opened the freezer so that I could know that I was not imagining this. And the same thing happened. And when the freezer was opened, this thing let out a scream like I have never heard before. It literally, the force of the sound made you feel like something was pushing against your chest.
The air around it as it screams actually bubbles and moves.
It felt like the air was moving.
God.
And at that time, it was just, open and closed. And later on, I felt like I had to try to document this.
Of course.
So I took my camera and I took the recorder and I turned it on and I again opened the freezer. And that's when I recorded this sound.
Would you play the sound for us once again, please?
Yes, I will. Hold on.
Okay. Here it comes. Oh, my God, that's awful. Oh, God, that's awful. How did you stay dry?
I couldn't.
I was there at the Bayside Mall with my family, and we all saw exactly what happened. Don't pay attention to a lot of the videos that are out there. I feel like a lot of people are trying to use this for clout, but what happened, we all saw what happened, and it's pretty serious. It's been a few days, but our whole family's processing it. But I think we've kind of like accepted that we were a part of this weird experience and moment. So basically what happened was I was there with my brother Brian, and my sister and my nephew. We were looking for shoes for my nephew, and then we see a whole crowd of people outside the store, just running out in a direction. So as soon as we saw it, we were like, oh shit, what's going on? So we immediately ran out with our nephew, and we ran out and we followed the crowd, and then about like a few seconds later, as soon as we started running, my nephew, he's autistic, so he was pointing behind us and he was saying blankie, which he'll usually say whenever he feels unsafe or scared, and he was pointing behind us. So me and my brother, we look behind us, and then we see these 3 to 9, 10 foot tall creatures. I'm not gonna say aliens. Everyone keeps saying it's aliens. I'm not saying aliens because I don't know what it was. None of us really knew. Everyone, all of us stopped in our track. We, a whole bunch of people were pointing at it. There were other people running. There was a crowd. As soon as it made itself more apparent, it looked like it was glitching. Not like a computer pixelation, but like a wavy glitch. And whatever maybe was covering them had, unveiled or whatever. It looked like a glitch, man. It was like a weird glitch in the Matrix or whatever. And then you could see it in its full form, all 3 of them. And then, they were all black. You saw eyes, and you could faintly see like lips. But, I was about like 20 feet away, because obviously everybody gave it distance, right? And, they're tall. So we all just like looked at them. They were just standing there. And the thing that was a little bit weird, but it was clearly like observing us. It was sentient, right? Like whatever. I don't know. But it was aware of us. It looked at us, the whole crowd. And then as soon as it started walking with its big legs, like kind of like it started like almost glitching again, we all ran. My brother like immediately said, yo, let's go. He grabbed me by the shoulder. We bolted out of there. And for anyone that's like saying, where's the footage? Yeah, I know. I don't have any footage, and I'll explain why. Because like when I saw it, I was in complete fear. It was something I completely froze, man. I don't care if I sound like a bitch about it. Like, I froze. And I don't care who you are. I feel like when you're seeing something paranormal, it's different than when you're seeing a fight. Yeah, you'll probably want to record that and put it on WorldStar or whatever. When you see something paranormal, that's different. Because your reality, you can't comprehend what you're seeing. A fight, you kind of get it. 2 people are fighting. You can comprehend that. Something like this, none of us could comprehend. Your first instinct is like, it ain't to like take out your phone and start recording. Your first instinct is like, I've never seen this before. What is this? Is it gonna hurt me or my family? That was my first number 1 priority. So if you don't believe me, I get it. It's fine. Like, it is silly. I'm sure that someone had footage from that night. If you did, please contact me just so that we actually have it. So anyways, as soon as the creature started moving, we all just jetted out there. We ran out the front doors, and obviously like we see a whole sea of cop cars, mad cop cars, where other ones were coming in, and we ran with our nephew, and then a cop stopped us. It took us a little to a bit of a safer area behind the cars, and they asked us what we saw, and we told them what we saw. They wrote down, and they asked everybody to check their phones. Not everybody, because there was mad people like running away too, right? They couldn't get everyone. So I'm wondering if someone's gonna post a video. But yeah, they looked through everyone's phone. I didn't record anything, so I was fine. None of us recorded anything, so we were basically free to go. but in the distance you could still see, like, you know, I didn't see the beings come out the door, right? But you could see on the side of the building, kind of like that clip that everyone's seen, that it was slowly walking, and it was like, it wasn't cloaking or glitching or whatever, it was walking. So I don't know if it seemed more like it was an interdimensional thing. Someone's coming into our dimension or whatever, a bunch of them. And I think, you know, that it was just interesting, the police response, because there was a whole bunch of them. This ain't for no teenagers. No, this was for something way bigger.
Esta es una llamada a todas las unidades de la ciudad de Miami. Esto es en Bayside ahora. ¿Qué hora es? ¿Qué hora es? 9:35 de la noche de hoy, 1 de enero, frente a Bayside. No sabemos qué está pasando. Bueno, para que sean testigos de cuando se produce una llamada a todas las unidades. Y las que vienen en camino.
Okay, so right here, right? Look at this thing moving right here. What is that thing, bro? You guys see that? Look at this. What is that? For real, what the
in Miami on New Year's Day, and we saw what really happened.
What
So we were basically just walking around the mall, quiet, normal, and then I saw this, like a scaly snake kind of person. I thought it was a person in the suit.
I thought they were all black.
And they had a big hairy chest, but they were coming out of Lane Bryant, so I was like, well, it must be one of the customers or whatever. So I ain't paying no attention. 30 seconds later, we hear a scream. So I saw it. I was at Bayside Marketplace on New Year's Day with my daughter, my 2 grandkids. We were just minding our business, walking in the mall, quiet. Everything was just kind of normal, regular. I don't know if it was 6 feet tall. I mean, 8 feet tall. It might have been like 6, 7 feet, 6.5, 7 feet tall person, I thought, at the time. And they were just all dark. I just kind of glanced.
Okay, so this one's
dark. You can
dark.
see them because they were kind of standing above the rest of the people. And the creature was big. Like kind of heavy set with muscles or fat, I don't know. But they were coming out of Lane Bryant, so I ain't thinking nothing about it. And 30 seconds later, like 30 seconds, you can hear, ah, somebody screaming. So we looking around, and then a bunch of people start screaming. A bunch of people start running.
And just watch this, bro. Just watch this. Look at this. And look at everybody run away. Look at, no wonder no one was filming anything. Look at this. Wait, this guy's filming? Or is he on the phone? He looks like he's on the phone. No wonder no one took footage of it. It looks like the fucking sun entered the mall.
We have this clip here, folks. They're saying is also from the Miami Mall. Let's look at this and just analyze it. This is rather curious. It's obviously a black or dark sort of being. It obviously isn't human, not rocket science. It looks to be very tall. Not sure how tall it is. Could it be walking on all fours? The question is, could it stand up? I don't know. Let's just check this out. It seems to be walking sort of slow in a sense. Whatever this thing is. Question is this thing legit? They're having a slow down here. Do you think this could be it, folks? That's the question I have for you. Do you think this could be it? It does have very long legs. Some people were saying they had very long legs and didn't look human.
How have I not heard about this? My dad's a police officer in Miami, and I mean, like, he's even running for sheriff, and I just talked to him. He didn't say anything about that. Hey, did you, have you been seeing the alien stuff? Did you see that at Bayside?
What?
Are you serious? You're joking. You're joking. Did they tell you not to talk about it? How many times you want me to slice the pie? I'm not allowed to know about it. What? I know what you're talking about, but I'm not allowed to know about it.
What?
Can you at least say, like, whatever? So they're saying it's like a fight broke out. Why did they send so many police cars? Are you serious? You can't say any? You're no help.
Damn, bro.
Demais. Você consegue captar as vibrações? Vem até nós. Só não vem à noite. É. Mano, e pior que mexe esquisito demais. Ele parece
This is, again, it's silence. There's no audio on this. What are we looking at here as we play this film? What are we seeing on our screen, John?
Okay. Contrary to Victor's voiceover, this is a film shot April of 1991, a thought projection interview of a other gray, designated an other gray, an extraterrestrial biological entity. He is a haploid, which means he came with only one sexual chromosome. Human beings are diploids. For any microbiologists out there, if I'm hatcheting those words, I'm sorry. But this being had only one sexual chromosome. He came to the S2 alpha, the official designation of the underground facility that housed the alien interrogation and retention program. That's the unofficial name of what this was. They call these interview suites the ambassador suites because the government did try for the care and did treat these and look at these beings and still do as ambassadors from other planets and other dimensions. And if you hear David Grush coughing on his words, it's because he doesn't want to tell you that some of these beings are from other dimensions. And so this being was very ill at the time. He had a respiratory issue. Now, Sean David Morton also heard, I can't verify this veracity, that it's some sort of debilitation or disease with its heart-lung sac. It does not have a traditional heart. It's got a heart-lung one sac, which was the need for the special monitor, which goes up and down, does not go across, to monitor this bizarre heart-lung one sac organ that the alien has. And behind the viewing glass were 5 men, 2 telepaths. There are There is a researcher out there, and I don't doubt it. And because I've seen the outline of the figure, and I didn't catch this, and someone else did, so I'm crediting them. I don't ever want to not credit other people. That Colin Powell was in that interview room. Now, I know that sounds crazy. I can't verify it, but it certainly looks like the outline of him. It looks like an African American male in his 50s wearing an Army Class A dress uniform. Funny, the Rear Admiral that was on my list was the person that reported intelligence to the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Interesting. But that's how bizarre this film has gotten. And I'm not even going to tell you anything about the telepaths because I don't want it to get into the Da Vinci Code. But even Doty said that the telepathic program, the people they hired, was ridiculous. They were like one step above 1-800 psychics back in the 80s and 90s. But there was two men in particular that were very in touch with these beings, and they would sit down with these aliens and these beings and immediately get information and relate it back to whatever military person was in the room. As you can see on the tape, the being eventually starts to medically flag, if I can use the whistleblower Victor's terminology, and he is then attended to by the medical staff. And Victor tells us that the medical staff in S2 and S4, are more chosen for their ability to keep secrets than their medical knowledge. And again, I have been in contact. I have the names of the two doctors that are going to be on either side of this beam. On the bottom, you're going to see DNI/27. That is the Department of Naval Intelligence. According to Richard Doty, there's like a conga line of different agencies waiting to insert their questions to this being in the 2-hour-long interview. The interviews are conducted about once a month.
What did you start to piece together from people who were in the room? And so when we say hoaxed video, I think you're saying that was what the assumption you had going into this, that this was hoax. That was sort of the media speculation about this. Now you've proven and taken it to the United States Congress, which, by the way, they're about to hold a hearing on this next week. And I think that this is, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be a big piece of this. And other whistleblowers are now confirmed to be coming forward to Congress next week. Civilian whistleblowers who are going to be testifying of the things that they've been a part of and seen.